Twisted Strands by Margaret Dickinson. Read by Nicolette Mckenzie. Spring 1914.
I'll run away!
The young girl at that fledgling stage between child and young woman, gawky and awkward, stood in the middle of the yard watching her grandmother calmly peg out the washing on the line. The older woman was taking no notice of her, and Bridie believed she didn't even care. The girl promised not classic beauty, but an appeal that would be captivating rather than enslaving. Her lively spirit would attract friendship, loyalty, even love, but perhaps not idolatry or blind worship. But at this moment, the 12-year-old showed little of the adult she would become. Her face was an ominous cloud, her mouth a sultry pout. Her deep blue eyes, fringed with black lashes, flashed with bitterness and resentment, and she flicked back her long, thick black plait in a gesture of impatience. Involuntarily, her hands tightened into fists at her sides. She moved nearer to her grandmother. Thrusting her head forwards, she muttered through clenched teeth,
I mean it. I will run away.
"Oh, aye." Mary Carpenter was still hardly listening. She didn't even glance towards the girl, but bent and picked up the end of a wet sheet. "And where would you run to?" The reply came promptly.
To me Auntie Eveleen's.
"Your auntie's too busy to be looking after a troublesome child like you."
I am not a child, I'm 12. I've been working for 7 months.
Her mouth twisted in distaste.
And I hate it.
Now Bridie felt her grandmother's glance. "You are just like your father," Mary said, but the words were an accusation, not a compliment. The girl bit down hard on her lower lip to stop it trembling, angry at herself that, not for the first time, the mere mention of her father could bring her close to tears, did in the privacy of her room. It was strange that reference to her mother, who had died at her birth, did not have such a deep effect upon her. Maybe it was because her mother had not been able to help leaving her, whereas her father had done so out of choice. He had disappeared before her birth, refusing to marry her mother and deserting her even before their child had been born. As far as Bridie knew, he didn't know to this day whether he had a son or a daughter. Perhaps he did not even know of Rebecca's death. And worse still, to the child's vulnerable mind, he quite obviously did not care. Not once had he come back from the sea to meet her. Though he had sent home brief letters and cards spasmodically over the years, he had never even asked about her. As far as her father, Jimmy Hardcastle, was concerned, Bridie might as well not exist. Now her chin rose defiantly.
All right, I am like him, 'cause he ran away, didn't he? Well, I'm going to do the same, so there.
Mockingly, Mary asked, "What? Are you going to run away to sea, then?"
I might.
Pointing to the empty washing basket, Mary said, "Now stop all this nonsense, child. Take that back to the washhouse, then come in and have your breakfast." The girl did not move. Mary sighed. "It's high time you were about your work. Josh'll be needing your help. And besides," she added, and now there was a gleam in her eyes, as if she knew she was playing her trump card, "who would look after your injured creatures? What do you think would happen to them if you weren't here? Josh hasn't time to be fussing with wild birds and rabbits. He's enough to do with our own livestock." Mary turned and marched back into the farmhouse, disapproval in the set of her shoulders. At 54, Mary Carpenter still had the slim figure of a woman half her age, though her hair, drawn back from her face into a neat bun at the nape of her neck, was now more grey than the rich brown it had once been. She wore a white apron over her long black skirt and a crisp white cotton blouse. Resentfully, Bridie watched her go. It was the only thing that Mary could have said that would touch her, the only thing that could keep her here. The best part of her work on the farm, the part she really enjoyed, was caring for sick or injured animals. Bridie compressed her mouth and frowned. She took a step, and then another, and picked up the basket.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?